Welcome. Today we're not just looking at some dusty page in a history book, we're actually uncovering a blueprint for greatness. This is the story of a young hero who built a kingdom from pretty much nothing but a name and a burning will to succeed.
So, you gotta ask yourself, how do you build an empire when you have absolutely nothing left? Well, every hero's journey really kicks off with a choice, a single moment where the world tests you. Let's dive in and see how one young man answered that call.
So let's set the stage. Our story, it doesn't begin with some glorious victory. No, it starts with a tragedy that would end up forging a true legend.
Just 16. I mean, think about that. At an age when most of us are just trying to figure things out, Sun Ci's entire world was violently shattered. His father, the great warrior Sun Jian, was killed in battle, leaving this huge void where a mountain once stood.
But here's the thing. In the ashes of that grief, a fire was lit. He wasn't just inheriting grief, he was inheriting a mission. That resolve, born from pure loss, was the very first seed of an empire. And believe me, it was planted in the most unforgiving soil you can imagine.
So how do you even start when you've got nothing? That's a question every single hero has to face. And Sun Ci's first move? Well, it's a total masterclass in turning what looks like a weakness into your greatest weapon.
And this right here, this is the first piece of wisdom for your journey. It's called strategic leverage. It's all about seeing the assets that everyone else just overlooks. Sun Ci didn't waste time worrying about his empty pockets. No, he saw the incredible value in his father's respected name. And that was his collateral.
So what did he do? It was like a three-step play. The art of the ask. First, he leveraged his heritage, right? He used his father's name to get a meeting with the warlord Yuan Shu. Second, he didn't just ask for a handout, no way. He projected this bold vision, a real plan to conquer the Jiangdong region. And finally, he made an audacious request. He asked to command what was left of his father's soldiers, just over 1,000 men. He walked in with a name and walked out with the seat of an army. And that's the lesson right there. Your journey begins the moment you boldly leverage what you already have.
Okay, so he's got his small force, and with it, Sun Ci just unleashed a campaign like a summer storm. I mean, swift, powerful, and it absolutely changed everything.
And look how fast it all happened. In just 3 years, he did what pretty much everyone thought was impossible. But a hero's legend isn't just forged in some grand strategy on a map. No, it's forged in those one-on-one personal trials.
And that brings us to his ultimate test. See, every hero eventually meets their match, right? Someone who's a mirror of their own skill and valor. For Sun Ci, that was the formidable warrior Taishi Ci.
Their duel was absolutely legendary. I mean, a true battle of equals. They fought to a complete standstill, but here's the kicker. The outcome wasn't about who won or lost. It was about something way more valuable.
It was about mutual respect, and this is so key. True strength isn't just about beating your rivals, it's about earning their respect. Think about it. Sun Ci later recruited Taishi Ci, turning a fierce opponent into one of his most loyal generals. He wasn't just conquering lands, he was winning hearts. He was nicknamed the Little Conqueror, like a sun rising in the east. But as we all know, even the brightest sun has to set eventually. He was only 26. At the absolute height of his power, Sun Ci was mortally wounded in an ambush. And just like that, his conquest was over.
So, with your final breaths, what's the most important decision a leader can make?
It's right here, in this last act, that we see his true genius. It wasn't about clinging to power, not at all. It was about making sure the future was secure. As he was dying, he said this to his younger brother, son Quan. And this is such a profound lesson in leadership. He recognized his own strengths. He knew he was the storm, the conqueror. But he also recognized that his brother was the steady hand, the one needed to govern and build on what he had won.
So the crucial point is this. His legacy wasn't just the land he conquered, but the fertile ground he prepared for others to come and build upon. Incredible! The ultimate act of leadership is knowing exactly when to pass that torch.
So what can we, as heroes on our own paths, learn from the life of Sun Ci? Let's distill all this wisdom down.
This right here, this is the hero's code, forged in his journey. Be brave enough to start from nothing. Be decisive, like that summer storm we talked about. Know people well enough to turn a rival into an ally. Leverage your inheritance, your unique story, as your foundation. And above all, win hearts, because loyalty is the only currency that truly lasts.
Sun Ce built the foundation of a kingdom in less than a decade. I want you to take his story with you. Your journey has its own trials, your own rivals to win over, and your own legacy just waiting to be forged. The real question is, what foundation will you lay today? Thank you for joining this explainer.